Hey guys, look what I got. That's right, I just got the new UMX P-51 from E-flite and Horizon Hobby. This is the first UMX brushless P-51 from Horizon Hobby and E-flite. I'm going to quit talking, we're going to open up the box and see what's going on inside. And here is a look inside the box. As you can see, there is nothing in here but the plane and some packaging to protect it. This thing is a bind and fly basic, which is why it only comes with the plane. Now, you're going to need a Spectrum radio to be able to bind and fly this. I'm going to use a DX6, and we're going to do that a little bit later in the video. I'll probably do it off camera to keep this video concise. And now, we're going to take a look at this plane outside of the box. Here is what it looks like outside of the box. The first thing I really noticed when I took this out of the box, the rudder is out of trim, which makes the horizontal stabilizer look a little bit off. I'm not entirely sure if it is or isn't at this point, but hopefully, like some of my other recent UMX planes, as soon as I bind it, usually that centers out or gets pretty close. So my fingers are crossed that that's going to happen. I did notice some other things that really kind of irritate me about Horizon Hobby products lately. This thing has a lot of dents and dings all over it. Now I know that there are going to be some, and I understand that, but seriously, it looks like it got beat up before it left the factory. See if I can get that, see that in the light. There's just a lot of creases, dents, dings, fingerprints, all those things. And when you pay a premium price for something, you want it to look its best because this thing has a ton of potential. A few things that I really like about it: 4-bladed prop. This nose cone looks pretty decent. I love these wheels. These wheels are much larger than your typical UMX wheels. They're a little bit closer to the P-47 wheels. Looks like this is a little toed in, but it should be fine. I mean, I should be able to bend that spring out a little bit and make do. This comparison is for those of you who have the 1S P-51 mag, which is a brushed motor. The plane is smaller. It's got the underchambered wing design, as you can see right there. It's also got much smaller wheels, which was the main reason I brought this thing out. It does have a much smoother finish, and honestly, this thing has had so many flights on it, it's ridiculous. It still flies great. Everything is original on it, and it looks brand spanking new in comparison to that. Now, as you can see, like I said, the wheels are definitely bigger. That's a good thing. But this finish is just not nearly as nice as that one. I am very glad that they finally came out with a 2S brushless motor for a P-51 UMX. But if you look at the guns right here, you can see that just the detail work is horrible. And maybe I'm exaggerating horrible, but if you look at that, right, compared to that, it's just on a different level. This one that has seen tons of action looks brand new, and you would think that that one had seen more. At least in person. I'm not sure how that translates through the camera. But aesthetically, as far as that goes, I'm irritated with this plane. I'm giving some docked points to the quality control team at Horizon Hobby. I am definitely doing that. But we do have a semi-symmetrical wing foil. That's good. And maybe the molding process is why it's a little different. Maybe there was a compromise there. I'm not positive, but you would think that if you're making a positive step forward, that it would be an improvement across the board with most things. Alright, I am going to bind this to the radio. We are going to test the motor and the control surfaces, and we're going to see if that rudder centers itself. If not, we'll tune it, we'll make adjustments, we will make it work, and that is coming up next. Alright guys, we are all bound up, and I noticed a couple things. One, even after adjusting the U-horn, we are still out of trim on the rudder. I also just noticed this standing here. The pilot is off-center. So the quality control issues continue. Hopefully the flight and everything will be just fine. Almost every time I've flown one of these planes, that part has never been an issue. These details definitely continue to be an issue and are getting worse since that new company bought them out. But that's a whole nother talk show. So now we are gonna move the control surfaces. This has a ton of throw. That's because it's in high rates. That's low rates. Still, this should be very dynamic in the sky. And same thing with the elevator. That's on high rates right now. Move that down to low rates. We've got the rudder here. That's in low rates. In high rates, it definitely has a lot of kick. Speaking of that, here is the tail wheel, and it seems relatively centered, which is good. And now we are going to do a motor test. Oh yeah, that thing was definitely singing. Alright, this part is for those of you who are wondering which battery I was using to make that thing sing like that. And I am using a 330 Babel Bat. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that unboxing and review of this plane. We are going to do a quick pros and cons here. We'll start with the cons first and finish strong with the pros. Alright, so I didn't mute myself at all about the dents and dings on this plane. Also didn't hold back much on the rudder being out of alignment, significantly out of the box, and still not correcting itself after we bind it to the plane. On the positive side, you heard that motor. That's 2S brushless power. I love it. Another big pro are those nice big beefy front wheels. A lot like the P-47, only this whole mechanism, the way it's all built together, is actually, it looks more robust actually. So I am very excited to fly this thing. As soon as the weather clears up, it's been horrible lately, we are going to put this thing up in the air, and that's it for this video. Like, comments, and subscribe. GB Linden, out.